Welcome to Amato. We don't know Ryan yet.
He wins.
I'm Amato, and I co-founded Pants Off Racing with my brother. We're Hermosa located and have been in the South Bay since our inception. As you can tell, Pants Off Racing is all about fun. We're a nonprofit that directly impacts others. So when somebody comes to us that has pancreatic cancer, we're involved with them from day one. We want that personal interaction. My mom's nickname was Nancy Pants. She wore the pants in the relationship. So she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2006, and so we started our little mission here and founded it in 2011. She was alive for a few of the events that we held, and so she got to see how our assistance directly impacted others. So really what our vision is that we want to be very interactive. We want to skip the middleman. We want to be really fast when we hear that somebody's sick. A lot of times you have to go through a lot of ropes, paperwork, and stuff like that. That's not us. We want to hold their hand and still, be able to help them as soon as possible. We're completely volunteer-based, and really this is just a passion. Obviously, if your mom had pancreatic cancer, you'd probably be doing the same thing. And how we raise money for these families is really hosting events, so that takes a lot of our time up. We actually have an event in Hermosa this weekend, so kind of fun to do that locally. Current issues is you get all this information after diagnosis, and you're like, what do I do with it all? So we pare it down into bite-sized pieces for these patients and their families. We have the experience, and that really helps us out when we talk to the patients. And then paying for expenses. We do a lot with medical or travel and stuff like that. So even taking care of like the kids when the parents need to do errands or babysitting just to give them a little free time. And obviously the emotional support. We're there long-term with these families. So our logo is a meerkat, so people always ask me, what is it up with that? So we used to watch a show called Meerkat Manor. And so we were like, man, what a fun-loving, cute little animal. And a lot of people are like, what is that, a weasel? No, it's a meerkat. So anyways, these meerkats are like communal animals. They look out for each other. They're often called sentries. And so we nicknamed our outreach program Century Club. So we have about 15 families at any given time that we're looking out for. We've had 50 since inception and probably spent about $250,000 on this family. So that's the whole meerkat. The Brownsburg family I want to talk about, Sam Brown was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and passed away within 6 months. That's pretty typical of pancreatic cancer. Alona and her two boys, we met just after that. They were 3 and 1 at the time. This is 6 years ago. So we broke the ice by just having a dinner with them, but then we were able to spend a couple times a month with them, and we still do that to this day. And so she just wanted good male influence because Sam was gone. So now, Alona's actually giving back to POR. She actually is part of our advisory board, so it came full circle. The impact that this would have on us is we would be able to help 10 to 20 more families locally. It would also take a lot of our time that we spend on events and be able to hang out with these families and really drive home the impact. And that's what we're good at. We're a community. It's all about fun. It doesn't feel like charity. Again, this is just a passion project. So when our day job's over, it goes straight into this. Then just explain hugs and tweets. We had this really special lady, Leslie Fisher. She battled pancreatic cancer for about 2 years. She reminded me so much of my mom. And we spent a lot of time at the hospital and just having meals with her and her family. Well, she started signing off all her emails, hugs, and tweets. So I'm going to leave that with you tonight.
Oh.
Thank you.